What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest channel and podcast. If you have not subscribed yet, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, just go ahead and hit that like button while you're at it. I really appreciate it that you are here. And so let's go ahead and get into this conversation. Now, it's been a talk for the past week or so about Tia Mowry, who filed for divorce from her husband, coryhardrict. After being married for several years, they've been together before they got married, but they dated for 6 years and they got married in April of 2008. And they have 2 minor children. I just really wanted to discuss this because I really was, when I heard the news, not that shocked. And I'm not saying because I know anything about their marriage, but I'm actually speaking about Tia and something that she revealed earlier this year. There was a post that she did on her Instagram that went viral, and this was actually in January of this year. And they said that she was promoting self-care, okay? Now, the thumbnail is of Tia from that post that she did that went viral. And people were loving it. But I feel that was at the time a revelation of things to come. We know that as some of these actresses grow greater in age, which is one of the things that I like to say about age, not getting older, but growing greater in age, that sometimes they tend to get a bit more revealing in terms of showing more of their bodies on Instagram. It's sometimes become a thing where you're just going to make these posts where you're wearing either almost nothing or a bikini, and then it becomes a news story on social media. Not really a news story on CNN, but, a news story about Gabrielle Union rocks a bikini for her 49th birthday or whatever. And I don't know how old Gabrielle Union is, but you see a lot of that. Madonna getting naked at 60 something years old and all of those different things. So you tend to see a lot of that. But the post that she did, I felt at the time that it was revealing more than it just being about self-care. Because I get it. In my space of being in the beauty world and being a beauty entrepreneur, I'm big on self-care. I talk about it a lot on my other YouTube channel, and you can go and subscribe to that channel by going to the link in the description box as well, where I talk about business and beauty. So talking about self-care, it's nothing new, but the post that she did, she's lying down in a bed naked, presumably, because the parts that she's showing, it doesn't look like she could have on a bra or really any underwear. It doesn't look that way. So the post says, "Giving myself permission to rest is a big act of self-love. Hope you can find rest today." And it's not so much in the words that she said in that post. It was the post itself, the picture. And so now to hear that she filed for divorce, not he. She filed for divorce. She says irreconcilable differences. And one of the things that she wrote in the caption was, she said, "I read something recently that said something along the lines of, instead of having a happy new year, have a true year. It really inspired me because I think we can forget to move in our authenticity." And I'm not just talking about being authentic as a person, but being true to yourself and your feelings. And I don't know the ins and outs, again, of their relationship. I don't know for her what really triggered her to just go ahead and make that move. But just seeing him, he doesn't seem to be a very demonstrative person in terms of feelings. And Tia, she strikes me as someone who is definitely overly demonstrative with her feelings and all of that different type of stuff like that. But I'm just here to say this. Unless she just wants to be single for the rest of her life, to be with a man all those years and then file for divorce, if you're moving in your feelings, I believe it can be a big mistake. Because Corey, he did a post on his Instagram and he was basically saying along the lines of acting in your emotions and, acting by how you feel is a big mistake. And I agree with that. I agree with the statement. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship and their marriage, so I'm not here to defend him or her. But what I will say is this, just coming from the stance of someone who has been married for a very long time as well, making decisions in your emotions and in your feelings in any sense, not just in a marriage, but definitely in a marriage, is not a good thing to do. I don't believe that anyone should make a decision when it comes to their marriage and ending it all when they are in their emotions and in their feelings. And I'm not here to say that if someone is, doing something physically or otherwise abusive to you, you should take that. That's definitely not what I'm saying. And I'm not here to say that if you're not happy, you shouldn't try to do something about it. But one of the things that I've learned in life and definitely in marriage is that it isn't the job of the other person to make you happy. You really have to seek that happiness for yourself and find that happiness within yourself. And I believe that there may be some other things going on within Tia that prompted her to make the decision to end the marriage that may not be the best decision. But it may work out for her and end up being the best decision. And who knows? Maybe she's in a relationship with somebody else and is going to try to move in that area, but wants to get out of this marriage first. And I'm not here to say that that's okay either, because that I don't agree with and I don't condone either. But there's been speculations and rumors put out there about him cheating, and he's responded to it. And he said, "I have always been honest with my fans, and today is no different. I wanted to share," and I meant to say, I'm sorry, this is what she said about her ending it all. She said, "I've always been honest with my fans, and today is no different. I wanted to share that Corey and I have decided to go our separate ways. These decisions are never easy and not without sadness." And when people file for irreconcilable differences reasons, it leaves the mind of others to start to speculate and wonder, well, what could those irreconcilable differences be? And there's a large swath of people out there that just believe that most men are not faithful, especially if they're African American. So he probably cheated on her. And he even responded to someone's comments that said that he cheated on her, and he said it's lies. And so he also retweeted a follower who wrote, "Don't react too quickly, stay calm, and remember it's just a moment, it will pass." So I just believe that he wanted to stay in this, and Tia is in a stance of being in her emotions and feelings. And not only men go through, you hear about men going through midlife crises around the 40, 50-year mark in those years. And she is in her 40s, early 40s. And I believe that even though she's been working as a child up until the point now, because she's still working, she's in the space of, is this what I really should still be doing with the rest of my life with this marriage? I don't know. And I feel that she's being emotional. She's making an emotional decisions. And emotional decisions can be really expensive decisions. Not just in the terms of financial expensive, but it's like, what is your next step? And maybe her next step is just to be alone. And there's some people that just don't want to be with anyone else either. But I feel that it's really sad that they're ending it if it could be something that could be worked out. A lot of times the irreconcilable differences that are filed for in these divorce cases are able to be reconciled. Now, look, I don't want to use Cardi B and her husband's marriage as the catalyst to compare marriages to. Please trust and believe I'm not trying to do that, okay? Because we know that it's been well documented and noted that her husband has cheated on her multiple times, and she has filed for divorce as well, and then she rescinded it, and they're still together. So I'm just saying, shit, if Cardi B and Offset could work it out, was it too much for Tia and her husband to try to make work? They have 2 little kids. They've been together for 6 years prior to them getting married in 2008. That's a long time to be with someone if it isn't so detrimental to say, you know what, I cannot do this anymore. I just think it's really sad. So all we can do at this time is speculate, but I'm just sharing my thoughts in terms of her post from January earlier this year when she was talking about self-care and how she really revealed herself. I felt that there was probably going to be more to come. I just didn't know exactly what. So when I heard the news that she filed for divorce, I said, okay, there it is. There it is. So you guys can let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section. Again, I think it's sad to see a couple end a relationship like this for all of these years that they've been together. But we shall see what comes of it if there is more to be revealed. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this podcast and channel. And again, this is Beth. And until next time, I'm just being beautifully honest.